right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. We have I went back to hard puzzle today. Let's see what we have here. Looking down the puzzle here, we've got two numbers in the top left, one number in the bottom right. But I got these cool rows again. Look at that. And this one. I don't know why I enjoy these rows and columns. But like, look at this big long row, and this 5 goes all the way up, and look at this big old row down here. Okay, okay. Got this nice pretty row here. So I got like a pair of 8s over here, so we know an 8 has to go here or here. Got a pair of 7s that cover this row, only one spot left for a 7 here. Now this 8 again comes right up that row. I'm telling you, these rows are pretty. When you see them, keep an eye on those because they'll give you some good hints. So now I've got 3 numbers left. Let's see, 1, 2. I need a 3. So I got a 3. I need a 4. Oh, look at there. There's our 4. All right, folks, this is double locked. The only number we have left is a 5, and that's the only spot that it can go because it can't have a 3 or a 4. Double locks are staple. They are the bread and butter. Double locks, double locks. You got to understand those. Now we have 3 numbers left here. I got a 1. I need a 2. Can't go here, so that means my 2's here and here. 3, 4, 5. I need a 6. Nothing to discount any of those, but I do need a 9. I know 7, 8, 9. So my 9 has to either go here or here. Meow, 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 meow. 6s are still everywhere, though. That's okay. Okay. All right. Let me go back and look for my pairs. Don't have any other pairs this direction. We look at these 3. Got a pair of 8s. We already marked those. That's it. Let's look at the bottom here. I got a pair of 5s. Going left. Nothing to block those off. Those are my only pairs. Horizontally, let's go vertically. We got 2 3s right here. So I got to have a 3s there. It's all the pairs I got that direction. Let's look at the middle 3. 8, 8, 8. We got 2 6s and a 6 across the bottom. There we go. So now we have a 6. Okay, we got a pair right here, and then this 6 came across the bottom. Okay, cool. So this 1 comes across, and this 1 comes down. So that pairs up, so we got some 1s. And then in the center here, this 1 and this ghost row, these 2 can't be a 1 because one of these is a 1. Puts our 1 here. Okay, that is good. Let's see, what other pairs do we have? We have a pair of 5s here in the middle, not in the left, not in the center, and not in the middle. So there's only one spot left for the 5 there. Okay. I have a 9 that comes across and a 9 that comes down, so we have to have a 9 in one of these 2 spots. This 9 comes across, this 9 comes across. We have to have a 9 in one of these 2 spots. Just kind of following the flow here. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So see, we've got all 3 of the 5, 6, 7s, 8s. Okay, so we've got a couple others. Let's look at these 3. We've got 2 5s here. So we have to have a 5 here or here. We have a pair of 9s. And we have a 9 here, so 9 has to be top or bottom. That's good. We have a pair of 4s that meet here in the middle. So I have to have a 4 here or a 4 here. Okay. And that looks like all of our pairs that I can see at the moment. So now I'm going to kind of crisscross. Like, see, this 7 comes across and this 7 comes down. Oh, and let's get rid of that 5. I don't need that anymore. See, I gotta be careful with those pencil marks. I don't know how many times I've confused myself because I forgot to update my pencils. So we got to keep those up to date. I also wanted to look at this column here because we got the 3 and the 4. We've got the 1. I need a 2. That could go here, here, or here. We've got our 3. We've got our 4. We've got our 5, 6, 7, 8. And we need a 9. So 9 could go, I didn't want that 3 here, but it can't go here because of this 9. Or it could be here. Okay. So one of these two is a 9, looking at it both horizontally and vertically. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Do we have any help on the 4? We do. We have a 4 this way, and this is a ghost 4. It says you can't have a 4 here. So 4 has to be in one of these two spots. That follows across and tells me that we have to have a 4 in one of these two spots. Let's see. Any help on the 3s? No, can be any one of these ones. 2s, and we got 1 marked. Okay, we have 3 numbers missing here. We've got a 1, we need a 2, and we need a 3. Well, 3 can't go here, so 3 has to be in one of these two spots. Now, we have a 3 here, and we have a 3 here, so the center one, the 3 has to be in the middle. It's the only way to get the 3s to work there. Okay. Well, we still got lots of 2s everywhere. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is our next goal here? I think the next goal is to kind of start marking them out, even though that we don't have enough numbers. Okay, let's see here. All right, so our 3 has to be here, because I can't have a 3 here, and I can't have a 3 here, and I can't have a 3 here. 1, 2 could go almost anywhere. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 can go here, but not here, not here, not here. So this could be a 7, not a 6. 8, and then a 9 could go here, or one of these two spots. Just kind of letting the mind do some wandering here. I've got a 1 here, and I can have a 1 here, but I can't have a 1 here because of this one. So one of these two has to be a 1. 9, 8. Okay, let's go ahead and just start marking. It'll help us sort it out here in my noodle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 can't be across the bottom, but it can be everywhere else. 5 can be everywhere except for the bottom. Okay, 6 can't be across the top. Then we have our 7. We have an 8 here and an 8 here, so our 8s could be... Oop, not there. Get rid of that one. And then we have a 9, which can't be through the middle, but it could be here, here, or here. Woof! See, that's a lot of numbers. Sometimes when I get these many numbers, I start to lose, like, see, one of these two has to be a 9. Oh, one of these 3 has to be a 9. And we have a row here for 6 and 6 there. So sometimes it can get me confused with looking for those pairs and ghost rows if I get too many numbers in there. Okay, 1 comes across the bottom, so 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We have our 2 marked. 3 can't be across the bottom, but it could be here. 3, 3, 3, 3. We've got our 4, we've got our 5. Okay, no 6 across the top or up the left. Oop, not 5. So 6s are there. We have our 7. No 8 across the bottom, but it can be everywhere else. And then our 9, I think we already have marked as top or bottom. So that sorts that out. Okay, so that's all marked. Okay, so we have our 1 here. 2 can't be down the middle. Okay, we've got our 1 here. So let's kind of mark these 2 together while we're doing it. So those can be 2s, these can be 2s. Got our 3, got our 3. We've got our 4 marked here. Okay, and then our 4s can be any one of these 3. We've got our 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s on all of these, and we need a 9. Our 9 is up here, and our 9 is here. So these 2 are fully marked out. So let me look at those for just a moment, see if I can find a pattern or a double lock. Okay, those ones are fairly slim, so those ones look pretty good. Alright, let's take a look at these ones, these bottom 2. Alright, I need a 1. So it can be here, 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 or here. And I've got a 1 down here. We need a 2. And it can't be through the middle column. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2s. Okay, and then we've got our 3 marked. We've got our 3. We've got our 4 marked. And then for up here, I don't think I see anything that can eliminate 4s anywhere. So I think everything can be 4s at the moment. Okay, 5 comes across, 5 comes across, so 5 is on the bottom. 5 and a 5, and so 5 has to be in the top. Okay. Now 6 comes across, also the bottom in the middle. So I can have a 6 here, or here, or here. And then we have a 6 that goes across the bottom here. So these 4 could be 6s. Okay, now we have a 7 and a 7. So there's only 3 spots for the 7. And then we have this 7 and this 7. So I only have 3 spots for a 7 here as well. Have an 8 and an 8. So we have 8, 8, 8, 8. And we have our 8 here. And then we need a 9. And we've already got our 9 has to be here. Yep, because we have a 9 and a 9. Okay, so no 9 through the middle. So 9 can be everywhere else. Now, if you'll notice here in the center cell in this cube, 7 is the only number in here, which means 1, 2, 3. Did I miss the 4? So I'm just double checking. Nope, one of these 2 has to be a 4. So see how that eliminates that? That can't be a 4. Okay, 5, 6, could be a 7. Not an 8 or a 9. So just by doing this elimination both vertically, horizontally, and using this ghost rows, this cell can only be a 7. Now by doing that, we're going to start to eliminate some things. So I need to come back and make sure to update my pencil marks. Let me get rid of my 7s. Okay, now this is a 7 over here. Okay, now 7 was one of these 2 spots, so now this one is a 7. Now this one has to be a 3 because it was one of these 2 to be a 3 or a 7. Okay, now let me get rid of my 7. Now I don't think of the one is, see this one, these two are not fully marked out, so just because there's one spot, these could all be ones. Um, okay, all right. So we've got some 4s here. Let me look and see what else that helped me with. We just did a 3, so we can mark the 3 off up here. Okay, this is where we've got to be careful or I'll get myself hung up. Okay, now I'm looking at this column right here, and I have an 8 here and an 8 here and an 8 here. So in this column, the only place to actually have an 8 is right here. I saw when I moved that 2, that 8 jumped out and got me. So I am going to go ahead and now clean up my pencil marks, get rid of these 8s. Alright, no 8s here anymore. There we go. Clean that up a little bit. Alright, a 2 and a 6, and then we're missing a 1. Okay, so we have to have a 1, a 2, and a 6. Okay, alright. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's mark those. A 1, a 2, and a 6. A 1, a 2, and a 6. Just to help keep our pencils correct. Now we need to figure out what I did down here. So 1 can go everywhere, right? We did that. We need a 2. Is there anything to help us eliminate a 2? No, so 2 can go everywhere. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we need an 8. An 8 can go pretty much everywhere. Okay, so 1, 2, and 8. Okay, now let's look at this cube here. I'm going to count backwards here. We've got our 8, pardon me, 9. We've got our 8 is one of these two. So we have a 7 and a 7 and a 7. So 7 has to be top or bottom. Let's see, 6. We have a 6 coming up the left. We have a 6 across the bottom. So we have one of these two is our 6. Right? Okay, but this one here could also be a 6. Because I had just done this column, but not the whole cube. That's where I get myself hung up, and I would just say, oh, cool, it's got to be a 4, and mark it. So you got to be careful not to shoot yourself in the foot. Okay, so we've got our 6, we've got our 5, we've got our 4 has to be one of these two. We need a 3, and it can't be in the middle or the right. So it could be here, or here, or here, or here. Okay. 5, 4, 3. We need a 2 and a 1. And right now I don't think we have anything to eliminate 2s or 1s from any spot. So I've got my 2 and my 1. So 1 and 2. Oop, throw that in there. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, see this 1 and a 2? I'm curious. So like if this is a 1, these are 2s and 6s. Ah, see, that won't work. Right there, folks. You see, I found a little situational glitch here. If I make this a 1, these two aren't 1s anymore. These are 2s and 6s. And where can my 1 go? It can't go here. So this one cannot be a 1. Can't be a 1, or it'll force these to fail. So this one has to be a 2. Now, if that has to be a 2, I can get rid of these. Now that's going to double lock these 2s as 1s and 6s, and it's going to turn this one into a 2. Now these are 1s and 6s, so I can get rid of the 1s, 2s, and 6s. 1s, 2s, and 6s. 1s, 2s, and 6s. 1s, 2s, and 6s. And I can get rid of this 2 because we've got this 2 we just put into place. Okay. And I think that gets rid of, and we get rid of this 2 here. We don't need that 2 anymore. All right. 1 and 6. I like that, cleans that up a little bit there. Okay, I have this 2. Now see, this one's a 4 or a 2. Well, it can't be a 2 anymore. That has to be a 4. Now I'm going to clean up my 4s. Okay, and you'll see that the only number left here is now a 3. Now if it's a 3 or a 9, we've got our 9. Clean up our 9. Now if these are 1s and 2s, well, then this one can't be a 2 anymore. That has to be our 9. Clean up our 9 here. Only one spot left for a 1. Only one spot left for a 4. There we go. We're just kind of letting the cascade fall apart for us. Now this 1 comes across and says can't be here or here anymore. So this is the only spot left for a 1, the only spot left for an 8, the only spot left for a 2. That helps us here. This is now the only spot for a 3 and a 2. Okay, now I've got to go back and make sure because I put this 8 here, got to clean up my pencils. One of these 2 was going to be an 8. Well, it can't be this one anymore. This is the only spot left for an 8. Okay, now this one is the only one left for a 4. There we go. You see how nice and clean that is? A 3 and a 7, which now tells me no 3 here. These 2 are now double locked. They have to be a 1 and a 5, which means no 1s here, plus we got the 1 down here. So we now have a 3, a 6, and a 9. That's very clean. Those are the numbers that are missing. A 1 and a 5. That's very clean. Very good. We're cleaning these up. All right. We put a 3 in here. This is either a 3 or a 7. Well, it can't be a 3 anymore, so there's our 7. Okay, they just kind of clean themselves up. Now, over here in this right column, one of these 2 was a 7. See, now that we have all those numbers, I have to be really careful for these if there's only 2 spots, because see, with the 7, that makes this top one a 7. Sorry, not a 1. Okay, now I clean out my 7s. Okay, with this one as a 2, that now makes this an 8, and there's a 2 and an 8, that makes this one a 3. All right, so now we have an 8 already. We can get rid of the 8, and we can get rid of the 3. We have a 2 right here, so we can get rid of the 2s. The only spot left for a 2 now is right here, and we have a 2 and a 9, so this is actually the only spot left for a 4. All right, 5, 6, and 9, very clean. Those are the 3 numbers that are left. All right, come up here. We'll get rid of this 4, get rid of this 4, get rid of this 4. Just kind of cleaning them up. You see the numbers that are starting to disappear. I've got a 2 right here, so let me clean up my 2s. I've got a 1 right here. Let me make sure I clean up all those. All right, very good. All right, I've got a 4 right here. I see I got to clean that one up. Just make sure I clean up my pencil marks, or I'm going to mark one by accident. Don't need that 4 anymore. Okay. All right, we are just chugging along. All right, okay. One or a 2. Five, 6, and 9. Okay. Oh, here we go. See this 8? See, all these numbers up here are getting me confused, but I see that there's only 2 spots for an 8. Okay, well this can't be it anymore. I overwrote those numbers. There were some things that I had missed, and so now I'm kind of tripping on over myself here just a little bit. I got to be careful with these. Okay, so there's my 8. Okay. 5s, okay. All right, see this 6 and 9? Now if I go down vertically, see these two are 6 and 9? So if this is a 6, this is a 9. If this is a 9, this is a 6. What that tells me is I cannot have another 6 or 9 in this column. So guess what? No 6, no 9. No 6, no 9. Got to get rid of that 9 there too, feller. There we go. That has to be a 5. No 5, has to be a 4. This one I have a 5 and a 4 I just put in, has to be a 2. These double locks, those are going to be the keys to find the solutions, and then you just have to follow them through. We've got a 2, so now this one becomes our 1. That's our 1. That becomes our 2. Okay, so no 5 here, no 5 here. We've got 6s and 9s. We've got our 2. Okay, no 1s, because we got our 1 there. Only number left in this one is a 5. Only number left with that is now a 4. Okay, and now we can clean up our 4s, which I should have already done because of this one. Now I've got a 5 here, so I can clean that up. Okay, see these 1s and 6s? They line up so they can help us to eliminate just one number, and then they all kind of cascade and resolve themselves. Okay, so here's our 4. This one becomes our 3. This one becomes our 4. With this 3, well, this can't be a 3 anymore. That becomes a 9. That can't be a 9 anymore. That becomes a 6. That can't be a 6 anymore. There's our 3. All right, so now we're just going to, again, clean up. Take out the 9. This is now the only spot in this cube that can be a 9. Of course, we just put in our 6, so there's our 9. That cascades down here to our 6. Okay, now this is the only spot left for a 9 to be. And 1. And then these guys here resolve themselves. There we go. All right. And we have a 9 here, so there's our 6. There's our 9. So if that's our 6, then this one becomes our 1. So we can get rid of these 1s. Only number left here is now a 5 and a 6. And this 5 makes this one a 1 and makes this one a 5. So there we go, folks. It was a hard puzzle, and that was good. Gave us a challenge. Got stumped there a couple times. I always suggest to be very careful with the pencil marks and not to do too much too quick, because it can cloud up those patterns. And if you can't see those patterns, it's hard to find the next solution. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to leave any comments, suggestions, or challenges. I do welcome them all. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.